We've been waiting so long, the season's finally here. Soak it up and cheer, cause T-Wolves Talk is here. No need to fear, the wait is now gone. So farewell so long, cause T-Wolves Talk is on.
And we are back. This podcast is, I don't even know, like, do we even do the numbers for the podcast anymore?
No, it's about episode 20. It's episode 19 or 20 right now, if we were keeping track, but we're not.
All right, episode 19 or 20, something like that. It doesn't matter. The Timberwolves come out, stun the Grizzlies, and win game 1 by 13 points. That's all that matters. That's all that should matter. And Peyton, I was thoroughly surprised. I shouldn't say thoroughly surprised. I was just like, everyone was instilling doubt into my head everywhere. I feel like everyone I listened to was like, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to win this game. So I kind of started to self-doubt my Timberwolves, man. I did for a little bit there. I had it in the back of my head. I think they can pull it out, but it never really clicked until at like the end of the first quarter. I was like, whoa, today is the big game day. We will be live streaming at 6:45 Central Standard Time tonight. Come drop in, give us your takes. Predict who's going to be the next chicken protester. We're all here for you.
We're all here for you. Chris is going to be doing play-by-play. I'll be doing color commentary. If you guys want to sync up your game where you can watch it live and then maybe listen to us on the side, you can do that. If you want to have us on mute and just be commenting along, you can do that. And if you don't want to watch it all, that's all right.
We kind of went out and punched him in the mouth.
Yeah. As I was saying right before the game is, we were going to have all the momentum. We're coming off the biggest win in Timberwolves history. The Grizzlies had been resting their starters for a few games up to that point. We had to go in there and we had to punch them right in the mouth, and that's exactly what we did. And you know what? I mean, most Timberwolves fans, like, that's not a surprise, but for the whole country, the whole nation, everyone is surprised by this, and everyone is, finally getting to see who Anthony Edwards is, who Karl Anthony Towns is. And it's a very exciting time to be a Timberwolves fan, and I couldn't be happier, man. What a win.
Yeah, I was joking with my roommates. I'm like, Stephen A. Smith's gonna come on ESPN tomorrow and be like, I found this new guy, man, this Anthony Edwards guy. You gotta watch out for him. Like, it's so true though. So were you watching the ESPN broadcast or the Bally Sports?
Bally Sports, come on, man.
Oh my gosh. So did you hear about the outage though? The ESPN outage?
The machine gun outage?
Oh my goodness, man. Stephen A. and like Greeny and I think it was Jalen Rose. Oh my gosh, it was Stephen A. was horrible. Like, I never want to hear him on TV again. I had to switch it over to Bally and stick with the
dude. Like, honestly, it's embarrassing that you were even watching the ESPN one. Like, how could you not be watching Bally Sports?
I didn't know the Bally Sports was streaming it because
they didn't have the play-in game.
Tweeted it out on Twitter. He said they didn't have the play-in game, and also like the Timberwolves and like all the papers were not advertising that Bally Sports is streaming it. I didn't even know. I just saw ESPN. But no, I'm going to be watching it.
No, you're not. You're going to be watching it on the Timberwolves Talk live stream tomorrow,
that's right,
at 6:45 Central Standard Time. We will be starting nice and early. Make sure to come in there. We'll give you guys a preview for the Memphis Grizzlies game, break down some things, interact with the comments, and then throughout the whole game, we're going to be giving you guys live reactions. Chris is doing the play-by-play. I'll be doing the color commentary. And you know what? We're just going to be giving you guys a great viewing party. And you can just have us on the side and the game on over here and just, interact with us. So we'd love that. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited
for watching it
for tomorrow's live stream. That's for sure. I think the last game we did was the San Antonio Spurs. Or no, the one before that, I believe. Or it was, yeah. Because we had the Spurs 2 games at the end of the season.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
So it's been like 5-6 games since we live streamed. I don't think we'll be rusty, man. I think we'll be able to get right into it. I think the nerves are going to be up. Like, we're going to be ready to go. Hopefully the chat's buzzing.
I hope so. Hopefully we can get some Grizzlies fans in there too. That's always the best.
Oh, that is always the best.
Or get some Warriors fans or just some other fans besides only Timberwolves fans. We kind of gang up on everyone else. It's really fun, honestly.
It is fun.
If you're winning.
That is true. Getting the Warriors fans that are like killing us or something, like, it's not always the greatest look.
No, but so yeah, amazing win. Let's talk about a few standouts from that victory. Number one, Anthony Edwards, playoff Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's played 2 clutch games in his career so far, and in both of those, he has played phenomenal. He scored 36 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. But he was arguably the best player on the court the whole game. And for a second-year player to be doing that is incredible. Incredible. He had an amazing game. He woke a lot of people up.
Yeah, and the other second-year player we got to talk about is Jaden McDefense, Jaden McDaniels. I thought he had a really good game again. Foul trouble in the first half a little bit. I didn't think it was, as bad as they were making it seem on the TV. It sounded like, especially in the ESPN broadcast, they were making it seem like all of our players were in foul trouble, but it just happens. He gets fouls, but he also plays great defense, and he was also rebounding the ball. I mean, 7 rebounds it's a pretty big number for Jaden, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the last time he's had 7 rebounds. But we actually needed a lot of that because the Grizzlies were the number 1 rebounding team in the NBA. And we needed kind of all hands on deck for that. Cat with 13 rebounds, Vando 6, Pat Bev 6. They needed to grab boards. And I think that was honestly one of the biggest keys to victory. I think we kept them off the offensive glass.
Yeah. Jaden McDaniels, dude, I've gotten so hype on him over the last few games. Of course, I keep bringing this up, but ever since I watched The Last Dance and I watched them show Scottie Pippen when he was a young player guarding Magic Johnson, it's identical. And tomorrow before the live stream, I'm going to pull up 2 clips of the defense and just show you guys how close it is. But yeah, Ja Morant couldn't do anything. And that's another thing I want to touch on is how much Ja Morant is on the floor, how much he just kind of throws himself into the defenders and somehow gets these calls is kind of, I don't know. It was getting really frustrating during the game for me because I'm like, okay, this guy is the NBA's new poster child, and he's starting to get calls like James Harden back in the day or LeBron or Joel Embiid. Like they just get every call. And there's these certain players that the league picks that they will give the benefit of the doubt to every single time. And it just doesn't seem like Ja has earned that respect yet. You know what I'm saying? Like there's players like LeBron James, James Harden, Luka, who earn the respect. Trey have earned the respect of the referees. I don't think Ja Morant is at that point, but the refs in that game were treating him like he was the poster child of the league, and he always got the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, 20 free throws is just like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you told me before the game Ja had 20 free throws, I probably would have not liked the outcome of how we would have fared. But I think a lot of it though too is I think second half Ja, like if someone tells you like Ja was like amazing that game, I think you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt. Like I think Ja was really good, but I also think he was kind of trying to play a lot of hero ball at the rim, and he was made 2 field goals, I think, in the second half. That most of his points were on free throws. I mean, 18 of his 32 were on free
16.
throws?
16. He was 16 for 20. Yeah. 16
to
32. Half.
Ja's a great player. Ja's a great player.
Mathematically speaking, that's half his points are on free throws.
He's a great player. It's just but you look at the Grizzlies record without him, and I'm not going to count the last 3 games this season because they weren't playing a lot of their starters, but before those last 3 games, they were 20-2 without Ja Morant.
Yeah.
20-2.
Yeah.
Like that is, I mean, they were 36-23 with him, but weird, right?
Weird.
Maybe it's a little bit of like stagnation when he's trying to do his thing and work to the rim. I mean, the Grizzlies, I feel like if you just move the ball, like there's so many good players on that team. You just got to move the ball, man. I feel like you can't keep that offense down by just having one person ISO ball. I don't know.
I love it how Ja is one of the best passers in the league. He had 8 assists, but it just seems like when you watch him play that he's not making those passes, that he's not like a pass first player because he's not. There's a lot of ISO ball. I thought their offense looked a lot better when Tyus Jones was out there, dude. Tyus was making some great passes, alley-oops to Clark. I thought Tyus ran the offense a little bit better than Ja, honestly.
And there was 2 pieces to that. I agree. Tyus looked better when he was out there, but also when Steven Adams was off the floor, they looked a lot better. Yeah. He is going to be unplayable this series, I think, for the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, I just can't. What do you have? 3 rebounds and like 0 points. Like he did nothing. Cat.
He shot 0 shots.
Got 0 shots. I mean, he was a negative. If Steven Adams is only grabbing 3 boards, He's a negative.
He shot as many shots as you, Chris.
I mean, come on.
Like,
Come
3
on.
rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 0 shots, 0 free throws.
It's just it's a mismatch for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If Steven Adams is one-on-one and Cat, I mean, Cat's gonna blow by him every time, and that's what you saw Cat do. I mean, Cat would catch it on top of the key and just blow right by him. Until they started doubling a little. They started doing the Clipper. We'll call it the Clippers defense
for sure. The scissors, the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers defense, the small man double. I think that was a little bit more effective against Cat. But I also Cat had a couple when they started blitzing him like that with the double team. He had a couple of those, the little Cat swing passes.
Yeah, the hook pass.
The hook pass, and he did that a couple times, and that's when actually the Grizzlies took the lead by 1. Is when we kept turning it over like that. But credit to Cat, he calmed down and he moved the ball. That's how you beat the defense, and he did exactly that.
Yeah. Shout out to Cat, man. We said it. He's a consistent 30-point player. Simple as that. He had a bad play-in game, but I think he will average around 28 points throughout this series. He's gonna give us that any game, and then it's just gonna be Ant and D'Lo are gonna trade off who's gonna step up. And D'Lo, he didn't step up scoring the basketball, but 9 assists. Plus 12. He had a okay game. 10 points, 9 assists. Especially when Ant's putting up that kind of numbers and Cat's putting up that kind of numbers. I think he played well. He kept the team in control. Shout out to Pat Bev, a near triple double, you could almost say. 10, 6, and 6. Play of the game, maybe play of the season, would you say?
Man, that there's 2 big plays. First of all, when he got poked by Ja and the ball was flying,
which was a foul. I would call. They usually are going to call that a foul.
Yeah, especially late in the game, you'd think too. But yeah. I mean, he went and it seems like he flew from half court to the 3-point line.
He might have traveled. He might have moved with the ball.
But the 3-point shot to put us up by, because we were up by, I don't know if it was 3 or 4 at the time, but he put us up 7. I think 7. He put us up 7 or something with the late 3-pointer. Big. Because the Grizzlies had momentum, man. I think it was 101 to 104. I think that was how big that 3 was.
Yeah, Jaden had a huge one too in that situation. I think he had the dagger. Jaden McDaniels corner 3.
That was to put it to 10, I think.
I was jumping up. I think my head hit the ceiling on that one. Malik had a few good shots. 3. He's 4 for 10 from threes. He had 23 points. Shit, yeah, I didn't even say that.
He had a great game.
He had a hell of a game. What am I talking about?
And to kind of cycle back onto that play, it was the you were talking about the Jaden McDaniels 3. Leading up to that play was a little chaotic because Cat had lost the ball, right? And then Cat goes and tracks it down, gives it to Ant. Ant drives, kicks it to D'Lo to the corner, or to Malik corner. Jaden McDaniels 3-pointer. What a make! Hype.
It was it, bro. That was it.
All right, guys. Just had to take a quick moment there to congratulate our shirt giveaway winner, Andrew Kanoki. Congratulations on being the closest to the score with the roulette wheel. We really appreciate all the support, and the shirt will be shipped soon.
Yeah. So, Chris, we've kind of broken down what happened in game 1. And I think you framed it really well when we were talking on the phone, because we were very hyped up about the win. Obviously, first person I call is you, because I don't know how else to talk Timberwolves without going on the Timberwolves Talk podcast. So, kind of what we discussed was what you said. I thought it was very wise. You said the Timberwolves, we didn't really do anything that game that was out of the ordinary. We kind of just played at our level of basketball. It's not like we had an amazing game that comes once every 20 years, in order to win that game. And that's what's so it's so good. It feels good because we didn't have the best game ever, and we still managed to win that game, and we were kind of in control for most of the game. And so I don't know. I think the Grizzlies, they'll come back. We'll definitely, game 2 will be a better telling of how this series is going to go for sure.
Yeah, I've heard multiple guys inside the Timberwolves circle say this, but that seemed like a replicable game. That wasn't a game so out of the ordinary that we're not going to be able to do it again. I think that was not an easy 130, but that's just that's the regular season 130. We do that. That's what we're known for. Best offense in the league.
Right.
I mean, come on now. That's the calling card. I mean, with this team, I think you gotta win on offense. Like obviously you gotta dig deep and play defense in the playoffs, but this is who this team is. They're an offensive team. And something I didn't mention with the Grizzlies is they're the best transition offense in the league, and in the playoffs, I think transition offense is kind of eliminated.
Mm.
I think everyone's getting back, everyone's hustling, and I think you kind of saw that in the Memphis game. Offense gets pretty stagnant for them at times.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. I think looking into game 2, I think John Morant's gonna have a big game. I think he's probably gonna get that 20 free throws again, just because that's how it is. I'm looking at a huge game from John Morant. I'm thinking Cat's gonna have another solid 30 points. And I think D'Lo will step it up a little bit and have a better game. And from Ant, I mean, we can't expect anything less. In both of his playoff games, he's had 30 plus points and really taken over. So
yeah, you look at the 4-game series, and like I think we've touched on this before, but Ja had his statistically worst games against the 4 games against the Timberwolves, and that's where he shot very poorly. We held him to 20 points per game. And statistically, it's the best D'Lo team he's faced all season this year. 31 points per game, above 40% shooting. I think it was actually 44 from 3 and 46 from the field, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And Cat, same way. Cat was like 27 per game, 50-40. It was funny because Ant was actually the one who only had like 21 per game. But no, it just goes to show playoffs are different. You expect the unexpected. I didn't really expect D'Lo to only have 5 points. 10 points.
Chris the facts. You've been tough. I don't think you've got a single stat right.
No, I've been good. I've been good up till that point. That was. I see. That's the thing, though.
It was a quiet 10.
It was a really, really quiet 10. Like I didn't even know. Right. And like I said, like I think we can replicate our performance. Like one of our guys doesn't have a good game, D'Lo or Cat. Cat or Ant. D'Lo's got to be on his game, and you also have to have that production for the bench.
That's why it's so effective to have 3 scoring threats. Have 3 really good scoring threats, because they might not all be on at once. And if they all are on at the same time, which I don't think we've really even seen yet this year. We're all 3
games,
maybe 2 or 3 games, but really there hasn't been many games where all 3 of them have played really well. But you're still going to get 2 of them playing well every single game. And that still puts you in the chance to win, because then you need one bench guy to step up, and boom, that's 90 points.
Yeah, like I did see the number a couple weeks ago, how many 90 points games those trios had, and it's not a lot. Like this team, those guys aren't together like enough with injuries, and like they're still young. It's the best is ahead, that's for sure. But also I think Memphis is his best is ahead. As you said, looking forward to game 2. Ja's been posting some wild stuff on Twitter. Like he's been posting
some Michael Jordan shit,
some MJ clips. Like where he's taking notes. He said, I let myself lose so others can win or something. Like I was like, what is he tweeting right now? Like
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. If I'm a Memphis fan, I'm probably not super happy to see that. Like it's cringe. I don't know.
It is cringe. It is, especially if you don't produce. If you don't produce in this next game, and the amount of memes that are going to happen from him if he loses this game or if he plays poorly, it's not going to be favorable for him. I think Molly is probably going to be taking her tweets back after this game, honestly.
Like the thing is too is like it's weird because I feel like Ja's been kind of like a really likable guy the past year, and like I've had no issue with him, but
until you play him,
man, he's kind of, I don't know. It's like I don't love the guy. Like I don't know.
He doesn't make his teammates that much better, and it's just the fact that he just throws himself in the air and gets the call.
I can't take anything away. He's super exciting. Like he's such a good finisher too. Is the other thing. Like he does not miss layups. But another thing about him is you notice how scary he is to shoot the 3.
He can't shoot.
He had he attempted 1 3 against us, and it was. Jaren Jackson's was a little worse, but that one was bad. The one Ja took.
Did he attempt 1 3 against us?
He did.
He actually attempted 2.
I know he had the one. I know.
Chris
I
the
saw
facts.
the one that was bad.
Chris the facts.
But back to the point. That's the other thing I really wanted to touch on in game one was Memphis does not shoot a lot of threes.
No.
I know they hit. I know for a fact they hit 7 threes that game, and 7 threes
7
is
for
not a lot.
27. Yeah.
We, however, hit 16, and that's the game. That's 16-7 that's a big 3-point discrepancy, and I think that's the key to the Timberwolves winning the series is keeping to their identity, keeping that 3-point identity, and always doubling their threes. That sounds easier than it is, but they can do it.
We can do it. One thing I want a quick word I want to say is that if we lose this game too, it is not the end of the world. All we've been saying going into this playoff series is we needed to get one in Memphis. We needed to go to Memphis in those first 2 games and just get one. That would be great. Even if we didn't even win one in Memphis, we still, come back to Minnesota down 0-2, have a chance. But getting that game 1 win is crucial. Like that now we can kind of just relax. We got it. It's in our control right now. We can just kind of play our game. And even if we don't win this next game, we still put ourselves in a great position by winning game 1. So it's not the end of the world if we lose this game, but if we win this game, Chris, I think we move. Man. I think we're the favorites for the series at that point. We should be.
I mean, that's the thing. I told myself this after game 1. Like I had my hour of celebrating because come on, such a huge win. Game 1.
We've never really celebrated a playoff win besides the one with Jimmy Butler. But
no, we were at prom. We couldn't celebrate it.
But even there, it wasn't like a celebratory thing because
we knew it was a gentleman's sweep.
We took the easy way out, getting Jimmy Butler. This feels a lot more real. We're so much more invested in it. That was a big deal. You got to celebrate that win. That was huge.
But what I told myself is it's a long series, never too high, never too low, man.
Like D'Lo.
Just like D'Lo. Never too high, never too low. You can't. I think it is tough to look at NBA Twitter. I'm a culprit of it, especially after this game. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see all the praise heaped upon these guys. But then I'm like, man, we're probably gonna lose one game in the series. Most likely, it's probably gonna happen.
We will lose one game.
And guess what? Everyone's gonna overreact on Twitter, and everyone's gonna say this guy sucks because he didn't do this.
Right,
guys. Long series, never too high, never too low.
Never too low. But enjoy the wins when they come. Feel the losses when they happen. But you just got to keep moving forward. Man, Anthony Edwards, come on. It's just
game, man.
What he's been doing lately is incredible. And tell everyone what you heard on the Bill Simmons podcast.
Yeah, I don't usually listen to him too much just because he doesn't. I only listen to stuff that really covers the Wolves because personally I like the little NBA beat writers. When I'm especially when we were about to play the Clippers, I went and listened to a couple actual Clippers podcasts because they know what defenses their teams are going to be playing. They know how they've played all year. It's not like Stephen A. Smith who doesn't know shit about the Timberwolves. Exactly. Right. And then, but when you finally get a guy like Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo talking about the Wolves, they know what they're talking about. So it's good to listen. They were talking about, man, Bill Simmons said, I've been alive a long time. I've seen the Kobe's, the LeBrons, the MJs. He said, I'm not comparing him to those guys yet, but he's doing all the things they did when they were young. And I think that's if that doesn't get you fired up as a Wolves fan, that they said he has the potential to be one of those guys. And that's not the first time we've heard that either. There's been a lot of people. Patrick Beverley, he's been around the block a lot of time. He says the same thing. A cool thing that my uncle said actually was compare Anthony Edwards at the age of 20 to Michael Jordan at the age of 20. And I guarantee you Anthony Edwards is the better basketball player. He also has more playoff wins too. I think you just the man can't even legally drink yet. He's 20 years old. He turns 21 in August. He's dropping 30 bombs in the playoffs in the postseason. He's only dropping 30 bombs in the playoffs. He's only playing amazing games in his two top games so far. His two highest stage games. He's only playing well. What do we call the plan? Because those stats don't count for the playoffs, but they don't count for the regular season. I don't know. We call it postseason, right? Sure. I don't know. Postseason. But it's a playoff game. It's a playoff hell is a playoff game. It's probably a bigger, more pressure than game one of a playoff series. But I do think I think Ant will do good in game two. But I think some things to watch out for, like Peyton and I said, the Grizzlies will come out swinging. I would bet a lot that the Grizzlies would come out to a bit of a lead to start, and it's probably going to happen. And I think there's going to be one guy that is going to absolutely shred us for some reason. I can just tell. He didn't really get going last game. Desmond Bane is gonna try to hunt some more triples. They know they need threes. He's gonna be the guy to deliver them. So watch out for Desmond Bane in game 2. I think he could really play a big factor for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's gonna be Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks. They're gonna be getting a lot of threes, man. Those two, they're hard to tell apart sometimes. I don't know why. I always get them mixed up, but those guys, they kill us. Those
guys are players, man. Those guys are gamers.
That position just kills the Timberwolves always. That like spot up 3-pointer that when they have a point guard like Ja to get them the ball. So that'll kill us. Another thing, what is the protest going to be next game? What do you think? Because there will be one. There
will be one. Like
maybe though, since the game is on NBA TV and not on TNT or ESPN, maybe they'll sit this one out. Maybe they'll try to let the fire die down a little bit. So then game 3, once it's on ESPN, they can sneak their person in there and duct tape themselves to the court or block a free throw. I don't know what they're going to do, but they will do something.
2-0 in the chicken protest so far. So I would like more chicken protests. The other thing, we don't usually do shout outs, but I gotta give them some credit because like these shirts, man. So Soda Stick Co. We've reached out to them before. They're locally known in the cities. They made these Minnesota Timber Chicken shirts. I don't know if you saw them.
I didn't. I'll throw up a graphic right here. They're funny.
The Timber Chicken shirt, and then someone's selling the Glenn Taylor Roast Chickens Alive shirt too. I feel like I gotta get one of those, man. $20,
dude. Where?
I don't. You'd have to look it up. My
Okay.
roommate showed me them today. They have them in all colors too, but I feel like you gotta get the navy one. Like you gotta get the replica, Glenn Taylor Roast Chicken shirt.
Yeah, you got it, dude. Dude, you know what? Maybe Glenn Taylor opens up a chicken sandwich store, almost like Cane's, and their slogan is Glenn Taylor Roast Chickens. Not alive, but just Glenn Taylor Roast Chickens.
It's just like it's cool. It's cool because like not cool. I mean, the chicken thing is bad. It's bad. Like you don't want chickens having the avian flu, having to kill that many, but it's a good like subplot for people, just casual fans who don't watch basketball all the time. That's awesome. Like that's so funny. Like someone glued their hand to the court and changed themselves to a damn basket. That's hilarious.
The funny part is that they don't think it's funny. The people that are chaining themselves to the backboard, this is like the most serious thing. They think they're like, hey, they might be.
That's D Rose getting carried off the court after winning the series, man. That's
killer tweet. But yeah. So like, and speaking of that tweet, when I was thinking of that, so when you think of something funny, right, and you're just kind of sitting there like, damn, that's funny, and then it crosses through your mind twice. You're like, wow, I should tweet that. And then you don't tweet it. You kind of forget about it. 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about that tweet again. I got to tweet it. So I tweeted it. And then like, I was like, all right, let's see what the other replies are. I scrolled down and someone tweeted the same exact Derrick Rose getting carried off and the lady getting carried off like 2 hours earlier. So I promise I didn't see that. It was genuinely my first reaction was that picture.
It was just perfect. Like it was like she felt like how D Rose felt in that moment. She's like, she hit the
game winner.
I just bodied that. Like she
perfect execution.
She snuck a chain into
Grizzlies
arena.
You know who's got to do a breakdown of that? John Boy's got to do
he hasn't he?
Has he? I don't know. I can just picture him.
He did a chain lady breakdown.
All right.
Or he did a glue breakdown, I think.
Did he? Okay. That's perfect. That'd be right up his alley. But just the execution is elite. The fact that she brought the chain in, she knew exactly where to go. She practiced. They had a court where she practiced the chaining. Like that wasn't the first time. She was eyeing up that hoop the whole time, probably scared going through security. And then just the perfect execution.
The best part too is
showmanship.
Like, just both times these teams were shooting free throws and they shot the first free throw without noticing that like the lady had already glued her hand to the floor and the lady had already chained herself and they were shooting free throws. Like they blend in so well with the arena sweepers, who sweep up the sweat and stuff.
Right.
You can't tell. You just can't tell. And it's great execution, like you said. And so it's happened 2 out of 2 postseason games.
Right.
So I think the line has to at least be 50-50 for game 3. So are you taking something else? There's going to be some game 2 antics or not?
I'm saying game 2. I think they're going to take game 2 off. What about you? I'm hitting the under.
I don't know, man. They got to prove me wrong first. I think they might come out guns a-blazing. They went from the Elmer's glue to the chain, and now maybe you do something bigger. You
want to hear my prediction, right? How about this? You pretend you're the court sweeper, so you get the sweeper, and instead of it being a duster on the bottom, it's actually red paint. So they just paint on the court during the other opposing free throw, and
you
that would stop the game.
Another subplot too is Chain Lady tossed a bunch of shredded papers all over the court.
Yeah, she did flyers. She did the flyers. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be a good idea because my whole thing is I think they're gonna do it in game 2 because the NBA is starting to catch on and they're gonna start catching these people with better security tactics. So they got to keep doing it early before they get caught, I think.
Right. Yeah. So security is definitely ramping up. Maybe they have an inside member. That's how they got the chain. They have someone within the organization. Because those guys, no offense, but the guys who are doing they're just guys like me and you. So you can get bought out pretty easily. You offer Chris $20,000. Hey man, let's bring this chain in and leave it in the back. They're gonna do it. 20K. That's life changing. So they can easily get in the arena staff's head, get whatever they want over there, and
Such a good subplot. Such a good subplot.
Glenn's thinking the same thing as us right now. Glenn Taylor, before he's sleeping, it's got to affect him. It's got to affect him. He should be worried about the Timberwolves playoffs. And you know what? He's just worried about how else these psychos are going to be talking about his chicken farm, which he probably has no idea that his chicken farm even exists.
Dude, Glenn Taylor.
He's probably never been there. He's probably never been to that chicken farm.
He probably doesn't even know what the protests are about, honestly. He probably doesn't even know anyone's protest. He's like, why is the game stopping?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even know he's in the damn playoffs.
Hey, and I have nothing against Glenn Taylor. He shook my hand. He shook my hand in the first game of the season. So nothing but respect for Glenn Taylor. He is we're fans of him on the Timberwolves Talk podcast. Maybe not his chicken antics,
or his lying to KG. That was the other thing.
Sure. So yeah. Just KG getting on the protest, maybe. Would that be his final spite? Do you have KG wearing a Glenn Taylor roast chickens alive shirt at the game? Is that because that would be more effective instead of stopping the game in the middle of it, giving KG a shirt that says that and having him wear that would break the internet.
Man, there's just so many possibilities, and see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So fun being in the playoffs, man. Everything's so fun. Life's better.
It's fun being a part of it. It's fun being a part of it for once. We're always just watching. We're always from the roof watching in the skylight, what would it be to be in the playoffs? And then what we'd always think is yeah, we'll make the playoffs, but we're going to get ran in the first round anyway, so it doesn't matter. But to be competitive and have a chance to get a win, it feels good. It feels really good. And I really hope you guys can all come to the stream, because I'd love to talk to you guys in the chat, and I'd love to see what you guys think. What is the next Glenn Taylor roast chickens alive protest going to be, if there is one? Yeah, Chris, any last words, man?
Big stuff coming up. We got the live stream tomorrow, and if there is a game 6, we've mentioned this. Peyton and I will be at the game 6. I think actually there's a couple of people who have already told us that, but come say hi. We'll probably be at the tailgate earlier. It'll be a fun time.
We'll be soaking it all in, because we'll be kids in a candy store. That'll be an experience you never get to have again. So
pray for a game. Pray for a game 6 or pray for a 4-0. We'll sweep 4-1,
and then we'll be at next series.
That's right.
But yeah, everyone say a few prayers in the morning. If you do that, just have good omens going throughout the day, because we're gonna need that. Wolves are gonna need that. A game 2 win. That'd be a big thing for the old Timberwolves.
It's like Christmas, man. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm just gonna be thinking about the game.
I'm just gonna be thinking about the game. Hey, everyone, have a great day tomorrow, and we'll see you on the live stream. Thank you.